What up guys, Fojo here, and today I'm coming to you with another New World video. And today's video will be going over the trajectory of New World, the things that have been happening recently, the population levels, and what you can expect in the next couple of months to the future of New World, and where it may be going from here. And now, the big update and change in New World recently is the season pass that came out along with a dungeon and some new enemies. Now, it's no secret that New World's been on a roller coaster of population for a long time. It all started with the very beginning where it jumped to almost a million players and then immediately dropped off slowly but surely and landed at about 22,000 players consistently for a while. And then after the releases of the Brimstone Sands and Fresh Start servers, it jumped up and it looks like the peak was around 137, 138,000. But now it came back down to about 20. It looks like the season pass is giving it a bit of a boost, more interest than it has had recently, and it was consistently going down here. Weekends are higher, but you can tell that it's been going down. And a few days before the update came out, players were around 17,000 and 18,000, 19,000 players. So before this, it was still consistently going down. But on the release of the season pass, we did get a boost of players coming back to New World and wanting to play the game again. It's not a consistent growth, but it is a good amount of players that came back and want to at least play out the season pass until it's complete. Now, the thing is, with these players that are coming back, are probably hardcore players that will play it out very quickly and get it done as fast as possible. So the thing is with that is you're not going to see a lot of new people come in for the season pass, but you'll see a lot of old players that'll see it as new content that they can grind out and new stuff for them to achieve. So you're going to get a lot of old players that come back and want to get all of these items and cosmetics and make sure that they're up to date with everything in the game. And now New World is a game that I really enjoy playing and has been for quite some time now, but I think that they still need to introduce a more expansive way of creating content. The season pass is a great step toward that, but they're not going to gain a ton of new players from the season pass. They will help retain players that are here and get players that have loved the game to come back to it, play through the seasonal pass, get the items like I said, and want to be a part of it. But it will be short lived because of how season passes work. The more you grind it out, the faster you get it, especially with offering a way to buy part of the season pass initially on its own, which is offered with all season and battle passes, but it makes it so that the players that are hardcore players will get that quickly and get it finished, which means that most of the players that are coming back for that content will buy that portion anyways. It's a great way for them to make a little bit of money and for them to be able to maybe get a boost in sales for themselves for a bit here, but hopefully that leads to a more extensive drop of content, like an expansion or a new territory. I know that they laid out a roadmap that has explained what is coming in the following months, but I think that the company needs to be a little more consistent with expansions and quick about territories being dropped. But I've talked about that in the past, and that's just how I feel about it. And I understand that content is ridiculously hard to create and get out anyways, so the teams are surely working hard on it and doing the best they can to get out content when they can. But I think that New World definitely needs to take a leap and jump into trying to get new players into New World and find a way to get them to join and want to stick around. The season pass is a great way to do that, like I said, but they need players to get here in the first place in order to stay and stick around. If they would have introduced a campaign for getting new players in maybe a month before they release the season pass, they would have a lot better chance at actually retaining a large amount of players that came in and saw that there was a lot more content in the game, there was a lot more things to do, and a way that keeps the game interesting outside of just the normal questing, grinding, and getting your dailies done. But I think without some boosted marketing for new players to get into the game, New World will just continue to do this slow roller coaster down. New World will always keep its faithful player base as long as it's interesting to them and us, and as long as we want to participate and spend time on here with our friends, grinding out the things that we like to grind out. New World has almost always trended downward, except for when they release huge amounts of content, and then people tend to come back a little bit. But the problem is New World has a hard time of retaining people and keeping them here. If they were to have released the seasonal pass like a month after they released the fresh start servers of Brimstone Sands, they would have retained a lot of those people and kept them around a lot more, in my opinion, if they would have done something like that. This is not the best time to release a season pass. But don't get me wrong, I'm not upset with them releasing it. I'm glad there's more content for us to get and to work for. I just wish they would have thought more about when releasing it and when it was a good time to do so. And I understand that that's a huge content dump all at once, but it's when they had the most eyes on the game and the most people interested in playing the game. And I think that that was a good chance for them to help retain players. And a season pass, like I said, is a great way to do that. But there's not a ton of players to retain at this point. It's just players to help engage and further their regular grinding every day. Like I said, you will get players to come back that are loyal to the game and want to get all the cosmetics and interesting items, but you are not going to get new and fresh players from a season pass to a game. But this is all my opinion and what I think. So if you agree with me or disagree with me, please put it in the comments. I would love to hear it and talk to you about it and hear what your opinions are, because it's just my opinion, and but would love to see your point of view and what you think as well. So am I crazy, or does New World need to think a little bit more about when and how they release things in order to keep things entertaining and retain players a little better, as well as gain new players to New World to help bolster the play of the game? Because I love New World, it's a great game, and I would love for new people to enjoy it, experience it, and understand why we love it. But the problem is they have to convince people to be here and to want to play the game. So until that happens, I think we'll continue to see a trend of this. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys being here. If you guys could like the video, subscribe to the channel, I would really appreciate that. As well as hit that bell to know when new World content comes out. We'll have more videos out soon. I hope to see you there.